Chopping through the waves like the tiny fishing boats that populate the harbors of Taiwan, it's DIA, or Dudes in Asia. What up, Dude and Maniacs? As always, this is David Hayter.
And this is David Wynn, aka Noogie the 5'9".
We're moving right along with episode 39. Every month we try to bring you at least one interview. This month, we're interviewing Andrew, a Cambodian-American expat who is currently teaching English in Taiwan.
Yeah, this is actually one of the first cats I met in Vietnam. I put like a Craigslist post looking for like a basketball crew, and then he replied. We started talking, started kicking it, but eventually Vietnam was not good for him, so he moved to Taiwan, and he's been a teacher there ever since. So yeah, cool cat though, cool cat.
For sure, dude.
Yeah, actually, you know what? No, he went to teach there for a little bit, went back to the States, and like got back in that world, became miserable again, and just jumped back ship to Taiwan.
For sure, man. So it's like the third time is the charm for him.
Yeah, I guess so, man. Well, he had no luck in Vietnam, man. It was kind of like the same issue he had like when I first came out here. It was like, oh, you're like American, cool. Oh wait, oh you're Asian? No, thank you.
Yeah, they talk to you on the phone. They show up like, oh.
Exactly.
You're one of those.
Yeah, you're one of those. Maybe when we're desperate, like we're really desperate, but if we meet any white person, yeah, we'll accept it.
Like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. Just put on this wig and wear these contacts. Say that you were out in the sun all day.
What's new with you, bro?
Same stuff, dude. Like, you know, still on and off with my exercise, but
nice.
Making it happen, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just feel like, you know, it's also because I'm getting ready to move out and just doing a lot of stuff. Like, I have like a few late nights hanging out, you know what I mean? And then like that alarm clock goes off the morning, like, not today.
Yeah. I haven't woken up at 4 in a while. Like, I used to have a good body clock, but it stopped working.
Yeah, like for me, dude, like I still like ride my bike to school sometimes, you know, like to work.
Yeah.
So even if I don't exercise, man, like I'll still ride my bike like 10 miles in a day, you know what I mean?
How's the weather right now?
Now they call it the rainy season, like Tsuyu.
Okay.
But it hasn't been super rainy compared to like probably my first couple of years out here.
Okay. So you haven't got caught anything bad yet, right?
No, but like at other schools when it would rain, I'd ride my bike out there, but now these schools are pretty far. But it's not even so much the distance as it is like the roads. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's like tiny roads. Like it's dangerous enough when the weather's good. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like you add in rain and it's like I will just die. Like, you know.
That's good though. I mean, 10 miles a day if you're on it. Yeah, that's still a good ride, man. That's like 10 miles. It's like what, like a 40-minute ride-ish? No, less than that.
Well, it's like round trip, you know, 10 miles.
Yeah, exactly.
So like 5 miles there, 5 minutes back. But yeah, like it takes me anywhere from like 25 to 30 minutes depending on traffic, depending on the lights, you know.
Total or each way?
Each way.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I leave my house around like 7:20, like get to school around like 7:45, 7:50, you know.
Yeah, nice. That's good. I used to ride a bike to work too. About a few times.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I can imagine that's a different challenge in Ho Chi Minh City, man.
It is.
Yeah, like a lot of.
If I take like the tunnel, like it shaves off like probably like a good 2-3 miles.
Wow.
But they don't allow bikes in the tunnel. But I went to the tunnel a couple times, and the one time I stopped. Like, no, you can't get in here. It's like, okay. So I had to take like the full route around.
Wow, that sucks, man. The popo don't like that shit, huh?
Just because maybe it was like too crowded during that time.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, you might be a hazard. Like, they might try to like pass on the right, don't realize it's a bike, and then, blah, you know?
I feel you, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, it makes sense, but still, it's like, I don't think anyone, like, people usually walk on the side too, so I was like, what's the issue?
Yeah.
And I'm like trying to go, like, you know, like you just like, I'm going to try to go full speed as well. I'm not trying to just like, you know, dilly-dally the whole thing. I'm going to turn this into a workout.
Yeah, man, for real, dude. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
What else?
Yeah, other than that stuff, like still getting rid of stuff in my house. Like, you know, in Japan, it's really hard to throw stuff out. But maybe I've talked about it. They have the recycle shops where you can sell stuff. Like, it's like a thrift store, but you don't donate stuff. They buy it from you.
Oh, nice.
You know? Yeah, I got like about like $130 though. It wasn't bad. I sold like a old camera that like I barely used and like my old like smartphone. You know? So it wasn't bad. And then this last week, I think I finished the second round of my goodbye tours, you know.
Ooh,
but yeah, this is pretty funny, man, because like one of these teachers like, hey, I want to see you before I go. She's like, all right, let's go play tennis. And it's this one kid's birthday. We're going to go to this Italian buffet. I'm like, sounds like a great idea. But like me and my girl went to play tennis. Like she has never played tennis before. Mm-hmm. Like I've played tennis like twice. You know, I felt kind of sorry for the people next to us. It's like, here comes the ball. I'm like, pow! Like the ball's coming to your court. You know,
dude, there's so much form in that game.
Yeah,
there's so much form.
So like by the end of like the day, you know, like I was like, okay, my goal is just to not hit the ball into other people's courts.
Nice. That's
like I don't care if it bounces like 5 times. I don't care if it's in our own court, just not in other people's courts, you know.
Nice.
Yeah. But man, that Italian buffet was dope though, man. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Like maybe like
what made it crazy, bro?
Just they had a gang of like, it's kind of interesting because like you show up and the way it works is you order a dish, and then maybe the dish could be like $20 or $30, right? But then that $20 or $30 also unlocks the rest of the buffet. And so in the buffet you have like a salad bar, like soup, and like all you can eat pizza. And then this company, man, they have their own farms and like their own factory.
Okay.
So they make everything that they sell there, you know?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like so you come in and like you can see the pizza oven and they're like rolling out dough like fresh, you know?
So it sounds like it's a pretty high quality location.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And like they had some crazy pizzas, man. They had like a lemon and honey pizza. And yeah, it actually had like slices of lemon on it. I was like, damn, this shit is good.
It's still basic marinara sauce.
I don't know if it had marinara sauce, man. It might have just had like no sauce. Yeah, just like cheese, lemon, and honey, man.
Nice. Yeah, because even like those cheese pizza out here with honey was like, there was no sauce. It was just, cheese.
Yeah. But it was like funny because like, you know, like, because I went with my friend. She was like a teacher that I worked with like maybe 3 years ago, right? And she has a kid that I think is like 10. And they always hang out with like his 2 friends. They're also like 10 years old. And then like their parents, right? So it's like me, my girl, like 3 moms and like 3 kids, you know? I'm just like, all right, so, you know, all these kids are here and, you know, it's like 3 sons and I'm like a boy. So like, okay, this is the boys' side and that's the girls' side, you know? So I'm sitting on the boys' side and we're like fucking around with smartphones and like taking strange pictures of people with funny filters and shit.
Yeah.
And then like this one lady says, just like, so David, you gonna drink beer tonight? I was like, well, we got these kids here. I wasn't planning to. She was like, yeah, this place is all you can drink for $12. You should do it. I'm like, okay.
Nice.
So I got like a nice buzz on, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's kind of funny though, man, because like talking to like, you know, that lady, that's my friend, and like her kid, like, because, you know, when I leave, I'm going to be getting rid of a lot of stuff. And so one of the things I'll probably get rid of is my PlayStation, you know, because I don't want to like lug it across the ocean and like, I'd probably get like a PS4 like a PS4 Pro anyway, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was just like, hey, you want my PlayStation 4? And she's like, really? I was like, yeah. And like, you know, I said that like in English, like kid understands something that's not a lot. And she's like, Taisei, did you hear what David said? It's like, what? Like, he's going to give you a PlayStation 4. He's like, what the fuck? Just like, thank you. I'm like, all right, man, I know at least somebody's going to enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hell yeah, he's going to enjoy the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
So, but you have mostly largely a digital library, right?
I do. So I have no games for him.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure
what I thought about.
All he wants to do is play Fortnite on that mug, I think.
Probably.
Yeah. But yeah, man, that was about it for this week, man. Just
nice.
Keep on grinding, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, man? Anything new on your end?
I've been on my workout thing too, dude. So I still like, so my main goal is to still do like 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 like squats every day. But I kind of like always tinker with it and like add things to it. So like, you know, after like do a set of 10 like push-ups, sit-ups, and squats, I'll do like 90-second jump rope. Or what I started doing was like 10 burpees.
Ooh.
And then like today I started like instead of like burpees or jump rope, I did like 60 meter like sprint swim.
Shit.
In between, oh, dude, that's brutal.
It is, man.
That's brutal, dude. But it's like I'm pushing myself right now, dude.
Yeah. So is that, or do you mind if I ask, that 60 meters? Is that like one length of the pull, or is that like going across and back?
Cross and back.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. So there's like a little gap, so kind of get a breather. But yeah, so like I'm just going all out, just 60 meters, boom, get out the water. 10 push-ups, then 10 squat. Like I try to do like different types of push-ups, like push-up shoulder tap, or like a push-up like a side plank kind of thing. Just make it more strenuous. But yeah, dude, that workout's been cool. I've been like really enjoying it because I'm always like I kind of modified to where I am. Because like one night it was like midnight. I didn't want to jump rope, in the living room, so I did burpees, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. But dude, burpees are exhausting, man.
They are, dude. It's like the whole body workout, you know?
Exactly. Because I thought that was more tiring than like 60 or 90 seconds of jump rope. Because it's kind of just like one motion the whole time. Yeah, that burpee is brutal. But it's a good workout. Yeah.
Well, like, because jump rope, man, it's all just like your calves and like your arms. And it's very, like, you can jump rope very fast, but it's like that kind of fast twitch muscle, like you're using the smaller muscle groups,
Exactly.
Where when you do a burpee, you're using like the large muscle groups,
Yeah. So that's why I was like, I've been trying to switch it up just based on like, okay, the goal is to at least get 100 of each done. Like, how am I going to get it done? Okay, let's, make it more cardio based this time, and make it more this, or burpee or burnout or something. But it's kind of fun to tinker with,
Yeah. Yeah, man, I was actually writing the next blog post too in the fitness thing where I really break down like the workout I was doing.
Yeah.
And like one of the things I talk about, like, did I tell you about that acronym? They call it FIT. So
refresh me.
Yeah, like if you have a workout and you kind of want to bump it up a little bit, you use that acronym FIT. So it stands for frequency, intensity, and time. So frequency would be like work out more often, like multiple times a day, like more than you are doing it in the week. Intensity just means like fucking going for it, like how you're doing like the burpees all out, or like the sprint, and then time would be like the length of time you work out, so extending that, if you mess with those three items, like you can really kind of tweak your workouts depending on what your goals are,
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, for me, like I focus on the 3 F's. It's like make sure I'm staying focused, I have the right form, and I finish. Just finish. Like I don't care like if it takes me another like 20-minute breather, like finish, bro.
Completion.
Completion, exactly. So yeah. And then let's see what else. Work's been cool. Been kind of working on my own things. I'll tell that story of today later. Another day.
That could be another episode, right?
That's another episode in itself.
Like sacrifice culture in Asian countries.
Exactly, dude. Then this past weekend, my wife was attending a conference, but it's still like Ho Chi Minh City, but it's still kind of far away. So we just like booked a hotel and stayed there for like 2 nights at like a 5-star hotel.
Oh, not bad, man. What was the overhead on that spot? Is it not cheap as Kentucky? Huh?
Of course not. It was like $100 a night.
Oh my goodness!
No. It was actually it was like $60 a night. But like we booked a room last minute for my mother-in-law, my father-in-law that were staying. So we were just like, here's a room, but actually has like buffet, breakfast buffet tickets and whatnot.
Nice, man. But
I hooked them up. Yeah, because I hooked them up, dude. The second they came, I took care of everything. It's like, okay, cool. Go downstairs to floor 3. Like, we got 2 massages, like, ready for you.
Oh, nice, man.
Yeah.
It still kills me, though, man, how, like, in Vietnam, you could stay in a 5-star hotel cheaper than Motel 6 in California.
Yeah, that's one of the beautiful parts about, like, Vietnam, man. It's just, like, cost of, like, staying in places is just, like, oh, that's it? Nice. No, it's funny. Real, dude. So like, the whole plan was just for me and my wife to stay there. That's it. And then when my mother-in-law and father-in-law like decided to stay, we booked an extra room, but it costs more money to book the room without the breakfast buffet.
Interesting.
Like, I was like, oh, okay, you want the room with buffet? It's like $2.1 million, which is like $100.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, how about the room without it? 2.7. I was like, what? Like, why? It doesn't make any sense.
And like, I had to think about that.
Yeah, each ticket of the breakfast buffet was already like $22, so it's like another like $500K. So it's like, wait, I save money by actually adding stuff to my package? Like, what the fuck, dude?
You gotta love communism.
Yeah, you gotta love it, bro. All right. Welcome to Dudes in Asia. This is our interview series with my friend Andrew in Taiwan. Say what's up to everyone, buddy.
Hello. As David mentioned, this is Andrew, and originally from Memphis, Tennessee, and now currently living in Taiwan for about 4 years now.
Oh, cool, man. You in Taipei out there?
I'm in a city about 40 minutes away from Taipei. It's called Taoyuan.
Okay.
It's probably I want to say the third largest city. I hope I'm correct. Third largest city, yeah.
That's cool. We'll say it's correct. It doesn't matter if it is or not.
Oh, yeah. We'll just say, all right, third largest city.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. Yes, how you like it so far, man? You been having a good time out there?
Yeah, it's not too bad. I would say at first it was, it wasn't easy at first just because normally when everyone goes to Taiwan, they always have in their mind like Taipei is like the place to go to. So Taipei, of course, is like the capital city with like everything you need, especially for foreigners and expats. And Taoyuan is kind of more of like the suburb of Taipei. And so they didn't really, and also it's the infrastructure is not there yet. Like we don't have the subways like Taipei has, and maybe some of like the newer department stores, like where you go and to eat and for entertainment. But it's growing fast now. So after 4 years, it's gotten better, and I'm used to it now. And I actually like it just because the fact that it's got what you need for a smaller scale of a city, but it's also not busy like Taipei. Like Taipei is like too crowded and too busy. Yeah. And expensive. Yeah. So I like it now. I'm kind of grown used to it and enjoy it.
That's cool.
Nice. Yeah. Where else in Asia have you been to so far, Drew?
I've been to, of course, Vietnam, Singapore, Thailand, Japan, and I think that's it. Yeah, just those.
For sure, man. That's cool. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what kind of prompted you to move out to Taiwan? You know, like, how did you get from, like you said, from the U.S., right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, it was kind of a long story, but it was actually by chance. When I was in Memphis, I worked in finance, and I had a coworker and a really good friend of mine who is Vietnamese-American. And one day he was planning a vacation to go to visit his family in Vietnam, and he wanted me to go with him. You know, kind of get out of the office life and just go travel and kind of get out of Memphis, and see what, just travel with him. And at first I was like really like not for it. I was like, why?
I'm good here.
Yeah, I have everything I need here. Exactly. I was like, I can just go to Florida and be satisfied, And he was like, Drew, he's like, just do it. Like, it's only for like 3 weeks. And I was like, all right. He finally convinced me. So I did. And I remember the first time I landed in Ho Chi Minh City. Like, that's where we went. And again, this is like my very first time ever leaving the States.
Wow.
And so, and I was 29. Sorry, I was 29 at that time, 29 years old. And I'm 36 now. So, and I remember like landing in Ho Chi Minh City, and we jump in a cab, and I see like for the first time like just scooters everywhere, and people like everywhere, like all over the streets, just like there's like people drinking and eating like on the streets, like with these chairs, those small tables and stuff like that. I was like, what in the hell is this? I was like, I've never seen this before. it just blew my mind, and so as the days go, like he took me out, we met his family there and went on scooter rides. We went to go eat and, like to these like street, like, kind of like, I guess like street food, stuff like that. And this is all new to me. And I was like, wow, this is nuts. I was like, this is like also amazing at the same time. So that like really got me thinking. I was like, since it was my very first time like ever traveling outside the States, and I was like, wow, I've been missing out for the past like 29 years. All I had in my head was like, oh, I just need to like move out to like Florida or like Cali or something, Yeah. So with that, yeah, so when I finally returned, we returned back to the States for work. I was sitting in my office. I was like, just like, okay, I really want to start traveling, before it's too late, because I'm not married. I don't have any like house mortgages or anything. So I just finally did it. I talked to my director, quit my job, flew out to Vietnam first. So that's how I met David.
Oh, nice.
So, I was there for 4 months, and I couldn't like really find any work there. So yeah,
that's kind of the same issues I do.
Yeah, that's a different story though. But I was great. I had a lot of fun the 4 months there. Like I met David, met some really cool people, and then the whole Taiwan thing came about when I was looking online, and a friend of mine actually said, a friend of mine that I went to the university with back in Memphis actually advised, like, oh, you should try Taiwan. It's they hire, they hire English teachers if you want to try that. I was like, yeah, let me try that. So I just like looked for a school, and they replied back and said, hey, we want you. If when can you fly in? I was like, oh, sure, in a couple weeks, I'll do it. And there you go. That's how I ended up in Taiwan. Stayed.
That's cool, man.
There was a stretch where after you taught, you did go back to stateside and went back to the finance world for a little bit, right? If I remember correctly.
Yes, I did. So I went to Taiwan. I was like end of 2013, and I stayed about a year. So I went back to the States in 2014, like the end of 2014, because at that time I only signed up a 1-year contract, and teaching was like was very new to me. So I did the 1-year contract just to see how it was, and it was good. I enjoyed it. And then so after that ended, I wanted to go back home to, see my family and kind of get things situated. So I went back home for a year, and actually got another office job. And I realized, like, man, it's like the same thing all over again. It was just like the whole office space life, like just like 9 to 5. I mean, the money was good, but it was just like it was just so mundane, and everything was. It felt like I went back to exactly how I was before I left to Vietnam, and and also like I also did have a girlfriend as well that was in Taiwan. So I was like, let me work this office job for a year, pay off some debts, pay off some student loans, and get myself financially organized. And so I did all that, and then I ended up going back to Taiwan around January 2016.
Okay.
So, and I stayed ever since, yeah.
Nice.
That's cool, man. So how did you like teaching, dude? You said it was your first time really teaching him?
Yeah. Teaching, man, it's not easy as you would think. Like, I thought it was like going to be easy, but at first it was really difficult because I had no idea what I was doing. Never taught before. Like the first 2 months was like really rough. and because there's actually structure, and like you have to be very organized. But after 2 months, after like getting a hang of it and understanding the systems, it was like muscle memory, and it was really fun. The kids are great, fun to interact with, and also like I felt like teaching really kind of helped me grow personally, cool. To be more confident in speaking in front of like an audience. Also, it made me think more. Like when I had to do these lesson plans and come up with activities and games, I actually had to start thinking, like using my brain. And yeah, and it helped me grow personally. I really like that. I really like the challenge. It's a very good challenge.
Cool. Yeah, that's the same takeaway I have from teaching as well. Kind of just like more confident in the public speaking and kind of strategizing and organizing a lot of things. Like that's definitely the same takeaway I had.
I see, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what level were you teaching?
Yeah.
You're going to ask that question, huh?
Yeah, the levels is different. So like the school I work for is like, it's like a cram school. They call it cram school, which is a school after hour school. So these students, they go to their regular school from like 8 to 5, like their public or private school, like their normal school. And then after that, they go to our school for more learning. Like, to learn English more, like they specialize in English. So
English
they go
centers,
there. Yeah, exactly. And so they'll go there from for like 2 more hours. So I teach pretty much all levels from kindergarten level all up to senior high school level.
Yeah, I always like that, man, because like you see the kindergartners are all like small and cute. They're like, hello. And then like you teach the big high school kid that like plays rugby. He's got a mustache,
Oh yeah, no doubt. I definitely have some like 9th graders who are like 6-footers, man. They're huge, and it's such of like a different range, and you have to change your teaching style. And that's the thing. Like you have to be very dynamic about your approach, because like these kindy kids are like what 5, 6, 7 years old, and they don't really understand English just yet. So you're just having to like entertain them as much as you can. But then when you jump to these like high schoolers, boy, like you really have to like bring your A game, because they understand, and they're like sharks, man. Like they know if you're a new teacher, and they know if like you suck as a teacher, because like they smell blood, and like they will tear you up if you don't like show that you have that authority, that you can teach, and that you can lead them. Like they'll. So it was good. Again, like I said, it's a good challenge, like having to deal with that.
Cool, man.
Speaking of challenges, you encounter what kind of challenges you encounter like living in Taiwan? I think you kind of mentioned a little bit before about like you're in a smaller city compared to Taipei, but like what other challenges are you encountering?
You have your typical like language barrier. Traffic, of course. You have to get used to traffic. And then like, I think a lot of people also don't consider this, but you like tend to get sick a lot especially if you're coming from, I guess from the States. I don't know about other expats or foreigners coming from like Europe or Australia, but me coming from Memphis, like I noticed I got sick a lot being in Asia. I guess because the pollution is different. I don't know, or maybe food is different, but
climate different.
Yeah, I think just exposed to like a lot of different stuff, Yeah,
new pathogens and whatnot.
Yeah. Did you ever have that problem, David, in Japan? Like, did you ever get sick about it?
Oh, like out here in Japan, like a little bit. Like my first year, I got like it was like in the winter, man, because it gets super cold out here. Like I think I got like what was it? Not strep throat. It was like laryngitis. And I had to teach like a bunch of first graders, and it was like my first lesson, and so you always do like a self-introduction. So I just like the way I talked. It sounded like Christian Bale, like Batman. You know? Yeah. And what was hilarious is like the kids are repeating after me in that same voice. And I was just like, "Good morning." And they're like, "Good morning." I'm like, "How are you?" They're like, "How are you?" Yeah. But something else that happened to me too is I actually have allergies out here, and I never had that back home. And it
what?
Just like allergies, like hay fever. Like in the springtime, like always around the last week of like March, I just become like a snot box, you know?
Oh gosh.
Yeah. And like the first year I was fine, you know? And then the second year I'm like, man, I have this cold. Like it just won't go away. It's been like 2 weeks. And the teacher's like, damn, Dave, your eyes look fucked up. I was like, huh? And then I looked in the mirror and my pupils were just giant. And then he's like, yeah, you probably have allergies. You should go to the doctor. I was like, okay. They gave me some pills and I was good.
You start wearing those like surgical masks all the time.
You know, I haven't gotten on that, man. Sometimes I rock a beard and like the mask like scratches it. You know, I don't know. It scratches the mask. I mean, like it doesn't work out for me.
You never embraced that, huh?
No, man. My girlfriend's on that mask life, though. You know, she puts on her mask, she puts on her sunglasses. Nobody knows who she is, you know.
Yeah, that's how Taiwan is, man. Everyone's on that mask and sunglasses, dude.
Yeah. Well, Taiwan is kind of similar to Vietnam, too, right? And everybody's on their scooters and whatnot.
Yeah. It's very similar, yeah. I think it's a pretty even proportion of 50-50. You have a lot of cars, too, here, too. Cars and scooters. The thing about the scooters here, man, they drive really fast.
Okay.
So we're going about 60 to 70 kilometers, like average.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's definitely faster than Vietnam.
It's fast. Yeah. Like,
are they equally as reckless? I assume no.
Well, they're pretty reckless too. Yeah.
It's a different kind of reckless, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
and that goes back to like the whole challenge, like the difficulties is trying to get used to the traffic, because that's that's like the number one complaint for like foreigners and expats is the traffic, because like here, like we teach because we have to teach at multiple schools. Like the owner owns like 15 different schools, so they schedule you to teach at like maybe school A and school B at certain days of the week. So you're on your own to try, like having to go there, and the best way is getting a scooter. So like we all like ride scooters to go to work, and that's the thing. Like every day is like a stressful situation. It's like a Jason Bourne traffic like action scene. Like you have to dodge like taxis and like 18-wheelers, and like people are like flying by you and running red lights. You're like, God bless, like, geez, like this is like every day, yeah. So they ride pretty reckless here too, yeah.
Right on. See, now you need to get like one of those helmet cams, you know, and then just put like some epic music in the background, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That'd be dope, dude.
Oh man, the mini, like if I could like be a director and shoot a Jason Bourne traffic scene, like this is where Taiwan like come in place. Like you have no problems. It's like madness out here sometimes.
So yeah, thanks a lot for your interview, man. It's great hearing about Taiwan and stuff. Mm-hmm. But yeah, just as a final question, do you have any advice for people who are thinking about coming to Taiwan, coming to Asia, like, you know, to teach English, do business, or just stay for a while?
Well, I would say it's hard to give advice because it depends on the person. I feel like that when, you know, when people decide to go abroad, it's for like a certain reason. So everyone has their own story, own reason. But I would say like if someone's thinking about doing it, they should just do it. I think the hardest part is like pulling the trigger and getting that, you know, booking that plane ticket and actually getting on the plane. But also if they do it, also like being in Asia, it's a good way to really like again like find some personal growth, kind of get you out of your comfort zone, and maybe give you time to contemplate what you want to do. whatever whatever you're going through. So I would suggest just do it. Don't think about it. Do it, because you can always go back home. It's it's not like there's no serious consequences or anything. Having to leave your home and going to a completely different country, and so I would suggest that just do it. Yeah.
Cool, man. Sounds good.
Nice.
All right,
thanks again, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And nice to meet you, David. Anytime, dude. If you guys have any other questions, let me know.
For sure, man. That does it for another fresh episode of Dudes in Asia. We had a lot of interviews over the past couple of months. It's always great to hear from other people who took a big chance and are out there doing it big in Asia. After hearing about Andrew's experiences, I'm definitely looking forward to visiting Taiwan in the coming weeks. We'll see if maybe we can link up when I'm out there. I'm sure it'll be a good time.
Yep, I'm pretty sure you have a good time too, man. Enjoy Taiwan. I would like to go out there. It's like pretty cheap, right?
I think so, man. Like I was looking, I think like the train from like the airport to like the hotel we're going to is like $5 maybe,
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. This is Noogie the 59 signing out. Be sure to check out our blog at dudesinasia.blogspot.com or hit us up on Facebook at facebook.com/dudesinasia.
If you want to follow me on Twitter, search for @DavidHater. That's @DavidHater. Peace out.
Peace.